In a surprising move, Warren Buffett is reportedly selling Berkshire Hathaway stocks to venture into Bitcoin, with the firm's cash pile reaching a staggering $189 billion. Buffett, long known for his conservative investment approach, sees limited hints at the potential shift towards Bitcoin, citing a desire from eye-popping results in an increasingly challenging investment landscape. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's start. So here we are starting off with finally a half-coiner. As finally a half-coiner, I've been buying since 2018 and haven't always had a lot of money to spend on Bitcoin, but I bought today and that pushed me over a half of a coin. I didn't really have any to celebrate with since my wife thinks it's really stupid and a waste of money, but I thought you guys would be proud of me. While week's hands are selling, Mr. 100 has bought 300 Bitcoins per day in the last 2 days. With the time passing, more Bitcoin are moving from paper hands to diamond hands. Bitcoin whales have been buying relentlessly in the last 2 months, probably nothing as of now. Breaking news: Argentina to mine Bitcoin using standard gas with 1200 Bitcoin mining machines. Bitcoin, their real bull run starts post halving, so do you expect a 250% increase in the next couple of months after the halving? What do you think where we are heading next? Bitcoin network fundamentals could support a market cap 3 times its current size compared to the last cycle top, potentially sustaining a price of 265,000 per Bitcoin, and that would be great. Bookmarks this Bitcoin halving to halving increasement as 2012 to 2016 5,000%, 2016 to 2020 2,000%, 2020 2024 800%, 2024 2028 estimated 300% to more than 200,000. Accumulate your Bitcoin, forget it, and come back 4 years later. The next one we are going for. The 2024 Bitcoin halving was a failure. Are you sure? Because during past halvings, Bitcoin was a 50% below the all-time high and sinks 6 months away from a new all-time high. 2024 is ahead on price performance. 2024 is ahead on schedule. Perspective is a key. The financial system isn't broken, it operates exactly how it's meant to operate. Inflation isn't a bug, and it's a feature to punish saving and reward investing. Bitcoin exists as an alternative to the current system, and yet the people it's meant to benefit thinks it's a scam. I keep seeing pause that alt season is happening. Well, it's not going to happen until Bitcoin goes much higher first. My guess is after Bitcoin hits 100k, until then, relax. Be patient and please stay out of a leverage. Remember this post. Next up, Bitcoin, the last dips before Bitcoin starts the next leg IMO. It's never been any different if you look at history. We're in 2017 or 2020 as well. Another reminder, and in terms of risk investments in the crypto space, it ranks from the riskiest to safest. Pre-sales, meme coins, low caps, mid caps, large caps, and Bitcoin and Ethereum, just so you know when you next place an investment. So much Bitcoin liquidity sitting on the upside, eventually it will be grabbed. Patience is the key. And here we are looking into the $68,000 over here, then some before 70,000, and the most at $72,000 right there, and upwards to 75,000. That's around $3 billion located over there to the way on the way to the 75,000. Inflation in years in which your purchasing power is halved. 2%, 35 years the goal. 4%, 17 years officially we hear. 7%, 10 years. 10%, 7 years. 14%, 5 years in truth. 17%, 4 years. 20%, 3.5 years. Inflation is daft. Bitcoin fixes all of this. Breaking news: $438 billion asset manager Susquehanna reveals $1.3 billion Bitcoin ETF portfolio. Sailor calls Bitcoin property, not money or currency. He also realizes it can't work over the long term. The fiat system relies on people saving in it by buying government bonds, as the government needs people and entities to continue lending their excess capital to the government in exchange for an interest rate that lacks inflation. The term for this is financial repression. Inflate the money supply at 8%, pay the lenders 4% to 5% interest in order to inflate the debt away. Still 3, 4 to 4% of the purchasing power of the savers each year to accomplish this. The fiat system relies upon theft, and if no one saves in the currency, then the government has no way to inflate their debts away, and in other words, they would have no one to steal from, and the currency would have no value. The reason it would have no value is because money printer would be burying even more than it does now, and if no one saved in fiat, then government debts would have to be financed entirely by central banks, which would have to print the money to buy government bonds. Those proceeds pay for government expenses. As governments spend that money into the economy, hyperinflation would ensue. If Bitcoin is the property that people prefer to save in, and if that behavior becomes widespread, then fiat will collapse. Saylor understands this when he suggests that Bitcoin will live alongside fiat currencies. This will be true for a period of time, but not in the long term. Saylor is painting an uncontroversial view of Bitcoin for the mainstream media, as he knows that Bitcoin will eventually swallow all fiat currencies over a long enough time horizon. The Berkshire Hathaway earnings grow to $11 billion in cash, hoard at $189 billion. Berkshire Hathaway cash pile hit yet another record as billionaire and investor Warren Buffett confronted the dearth of big-ticket deals. Operating earnings also rose, buyout by his collection of insurance businesses. The firm's hoard increased to $189 billion at the end of the first quarter, and topping the record is set at the year end. The company also reported first quarter operating earnings of $11.2 billion versus $8.7 billion for the same period a year earlier. Buffett, 93, has long decried a lack of meaningful deals that he said would give the firm a shot at eye-popping results, even as the company ramped up acquisitions in recent years, including an $11.6 billion deal to buy Allegheny Corp and its purchase of shares in Occidental Petroleum Corp. Berkshire has struggled to find sizable deals that's left Buffett with more cash, what he called an unrivaled mountain of capital, and then he and his investing deputies could quickly deploy. As Berkshire's annual meeting kicked off in Omaha on Saturday, Buffett said that it's a fair assumption that its cash pile will hit $200 billion at end of this quarter, with few opportunities for needle-moving acquisitions on that horizon. We would love to spend it, but we won't spend it unless we think we are doing something that has very little risk and can make us a lot of money, he told the crowd of 1,000 people. The company hopes for an occasional big opportunity, as he added later, noting that it's looking at an investment in Canada. And still having such a vast sum of cash in an increasingly complicated and intertwined world where more can go wrong can allow the firm to step in when opportunities present themselves, Buffett said. Berkshire wants to be ready to act when that happens, he said. So also, we could see that JP Morgan analyst expresses concern of the crypto market's future and the impact on the Bitcoin as well, which we are probably going to talk in the next video. And if you're interested in it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next one, and peace.